y'all sign up to speak on ordinance?
No, we're just signed in. I did it on the wrong
I think
sheet.
you don't have to sign in, but when you signed up, is to speak on one of the ordinances that's being voted on.
Yes, no, I'll go take care of that. He's the one.
That's why I'm asking. I didn't think so. But,
And I'm just following her lead.
gotcha.
Okay, get yourself in. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, your name again? Hi, thank you so much. I hope that works.
That's not nice.
What's that?
Okay, so. You're gonna get a come to town hall. There you go. But you're gonna present it anyway? Okay. Well, I'll go, yeah. You see that? I told him about it, but a couple weeks ago. I know. He was packed today. Yeah. He was so busy, I didn't go in.
Vi, you ready? You ready? No, I'll get the sheet and give it to him. Hey, Courtney, ask her if she's good. Mr. Mayor, it's 7 o'clock.
Thank you. Somebody signed up? No? Okay. Oh, yeah. Call Sammy. Hey, call Sammy. Call Sammy Matthias.
Okay.
Because he ain't here.
Yep.
Okay. I'd like to call the December 15th, 2020 meeting of the Irmo Town Council to order. I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, an invocation given by me. Will y'all please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing our council to meet for the last time in 2020. It's been a rough year, but we only have a couple more weeks and it's over. I know that you will bless us for 2021. You've given us a vaccine. You've given us hope and experience and aspirations for a better new year, and I appreciate all the wisdom that you have bestowed upon this council. In your name I pray. Amen. Thank y'all. Is there a reading of the minutes from November 17th? We got a public hearing? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. We would like to do a public hearing on, to receive comments on ordinance 2025 to implement a hospitality tax. The person that wanted to talk to us is not here yet. No? Okay. Anybody would like to speak on that public hearing? Mr. Ward? You cool with it? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna close the public hearing out. And I'd like to reconvene the Irmo Town Council meeting for December 15th, 2020. I want to remind you that the meetings are being broadcast and recorded on YouTube for distribution and archiving purposes. When you come to the podium, please speak clearly if you have any comments for the council, and state your name and your address. I'd like to begin with the reading of the minutes for November 17th, 2020. Are there any amendments to those minutes? Seeing none, do I have a motion for the minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bush and Mr. Sickinger. All in favor of the minutes as written, say aye.
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 All opposed? The minutes for November 24th, 2020, is there any amendments to those minutes? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Sickinger and Mr. Bush. All in favor, say aye.
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 And the minutes from December 8th, 2020, are there any amendments to that? Seeing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Ms. Condon
I'll second.
and Mr. Bush. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Report of standing. Administrative briefing. Mr. Bob Brown, is there any amendments, changes to your administrative briefing?
Just one item, Mr. Mayor. Last week, Lexington County voted down the stormwater fee ordinance that they were working on. They want to go back to the drawing board and work on it some more.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. All right. Are there any changes for Mr. Brown from the council? Okay. Seeing none. New in-town businesses. Mr. Sickinger, we have any new in-town businesses?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. New in-town businesses is Tyler's Auto and Detailing, Community Wellness, and Palmetto Therapist. Shorter list, but welcome to the town.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, no amendments to the agenda. Consideration of communications. I have several. Mr. Sammy, you are here. Okay, let's go down here and let's recognize Matthias Sandwich Shop, if you will. Thank you. Come on, right here. I won't bite. Stand right here, Sammy. Lisa, you can stand on this side. You know, this is a part of the meeting that is always a pleasure for me to do, and that's to recognize all you hardworking entrepreneurs that I know you guys have taken a beating this year, and I know it's been a challenge, but to recognize you, especially Sammy and Lisa, for the many years of serving our community. I believe you're coming up on your 75th anniversary
in business.
in business.
Yep.
And that means that you were making sandwiches before I was born.
Right.
And
Probably was.
which is a good thing. I mean, your dad probably, he's proud of you, and I'm sure, Lisa, y'all have really made an impact in the community. In fact, you've become the unofficial off-site meeting spot. When we have meetings, we use your dining room for getting together with people. But I like to read this. This presented to Matthias Salmon Shop in recognition of being the Small Business of the Month for the town of Irmo, December 20th, 2020. Here you are, Lisa, Sammy, here y'all go. There you go. Oh. Good. You got it? You got it? Got a good shot? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all very much.
Don't
We appreciate
leave.
it.
Don't leave. We got comments about our hospitality tax. I know you had some comments about it. Hey. Thank you. Update on the new proposed multi-space complex. I had Miss Allison Hewitt. You want to come up? Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to come up. Okay.
Well, I'm going to start, then I'm going to turn it over.
No problem.
Allison.
I apologize.
Oh, no problem. First of all, I want to tell you how honored I am to be here.
Wait, who are you?
My name is Russell Dean.
Thank you.
I am the president of S.C. King's Foundation. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to come before you this evening and tell you about our project. I started coaching here locally with a group of guys from Irmo Dutch Fork area back in 2004 and started South Carolina Kings in 2006. And from that point, I've assisted over 100 young men reach their goals of playing college athletics. We've provided a platform for them so they can showcase their skills and achieve college scholarships. Now, we've had a couple of guys go Division I, but those aren't all the schools that are playing. There's junior college, Division III, Division II, and Division I. So we've been able to place guys throughout the collegiate level. Of course, I'm proud of my son, Deuce Dean. He's a sophomore at Hampton University right now. Okay. But this has been a vision of mine for as long as I can remember, to have a facility that young men can go to and hone their skills so they can achieve their dreams. Even before COVID, there's been very little opportunities for young men to get the proper training, have open gyms, and to have some place where they can play. This facility will not just be a basketball facility. It will be will house volleyball as well, which is also a growing sport. But some of the players that have come through, Stephen Rogers, who played here at Irmo, is now an assistant coach at Florida State. Banks Brown played locally at Hampton. At Hammond, who could barely dribble and say his name before coming to us, played collegiately at Swanee and is now an assistant coach at Belmont. Several others. Christian Savage played at Dutch Fork. He's a head coach at South Florence. So this has been my passion for years. And I hope that you will be as excited about the information that we present to you. And with the help of of Allison Hewitt of Hewitt and Associates, as well as SFM, Sports Facilities Management, who this is what they do. They help produce event areas such as the one that we're planning. They have several throughout the United States, and they'll go into that after I get finished talking. So I'm going to turn it over to Allison Hewitt, who can give you more background on the program. I appreciate your attention.
Thank you.
Good evening, Allison Hewitt. Now, 4904 32nd Street, Tampa, Florida. So yes, I'm a Florida girl, so all this weather out here, I'm really not used to. So God bless everyone who lives above the Mason-Dixon. I am here today. We spoke to you a few months back, and since then we have had some exciting movement forward. We have partnered with SFM, and we've had some extraordinarily positive conversation with local banks. And just before I make the presentation, the reason we are here are the banks are looking to see the enthusiasm and support that we can get for local government, especially for the location that we have selected in the town of Irmo. So before I get into the presentation, I just want my request out front is that we will need some type of letter of support or a recommendation or a vote of council saying that they would support this project in the Irmo area. So we have a project here that would be well, first let me introduce our team. The SFA team, which I will have available on the phone if there are any specific questions. They are a sports management network with over 2,000 communities served, with about $15 billion in planned and funded community projects all over the country. New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Virginia, all the way to Colorado. So they have an average of $250 million in overnight hotel stays and 700 members. So the main thing about our project that we're so excited about is that they are the subject matter expert, and they did a deep dive on the economic impact of the project. And so a brief description, I'm sorry we were not able to get this in front of you today. I misplaced the page. Apologize. Yeah, it was right there. What the impact to Irmo for a sports wellness event center will be $51.3 million cumulative over the first 1 to 5 years of operation, $113 million cumulative economic impact from 1 to 10 years, and $253 million cumulative impact for 1 to 20 years. The first 5 years, we expect a $11.9 million indirect spending annually in Irmo, South Carolina, and over 92,000 non-local days in the market, and an annual of 27,800 room nights in hotels here near the project. So we have had also conversations with Richland County, and they are extremely positive. Right now, I think, as you know, Richland County's economic office primarily focuses on manufacturing. They don't have a history with tourism-related projects, so they have been very accommodating in making sure we have some conversations to make sure that we are drafting potential incentives for commission review and potential approval, but that is also on the docket. So with that, I will stop to ask if there's any questions.
The location again, can you go over that again, please?
Right now, the location is the lot next to Steve Paget Honda.
Yes.
Yes. 70.
7608.
Yes.
Okay. Council, any questions for them, council? Anybody have any questions? Kelly? No?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Ms. Hewitt, thank you very much for your update. I appreciate it, and I think we're all for that, right? Anybody against it? So Bob, I go ahead and draft a letter up if you have opportunity, and we'll get it to Ms. Hewitt and Mr. Russell Dean, okay? The last consideration communication is, as y'all know, the HR 4431 passed last September in the middle of COVID and everything, and we have an opportunity tomorrow to get some training on how that's going to be implemented. It's on a Zoom call. I just want y'all to be aware of it if y'all didn't get the email from the Municipal Association. It'll be a Zoom call tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're going to explain how we're supposed to implement that. Y'all know what that is, right? The impact to the way we collect our business license. And Bob, you said the way they pass it is not going to affect us, right? In a negative manner, the way that we thought it was initially. I'm sorry. This is the HR 4431, the new business license revenue collection. That's the way they pass it is not going to affect us.
No, we've already adopted the majority of it already. We started almost 2 years ago adopting their standard ordinance.
Right.
We've got the dates and everything changed. We've already adjusted our NATES codes. So we're good. We're on top of it.
I mean, but the method of having one central collection place sending to us is not going to.
No, not in town. It
Not
won't
going to
affect
mess with
us at
our
all.
revenue stream. Okay. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know about that. So if y'all wanted to be on that Zoom call, just check your email. All right. Presentation.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I do have
Oh, okay. Yeah.
receipt of communications from Ms. Barb Waldman, who I'll summarize here, but she did ask that we try to find a way to incorporate public input to the workshops. And I'm not quite sure how we would do that as far as how it's designed, but maybe we can do like an email pass around or something like that. She said she was in favor of the hospitality tax and supported the Irmo Future Growth Foundation.
Okay. Cool. Is there any more receipt of communications from anybody? Okay. All right. Seeing none, this is a point in our meeting where we ask the citizens if you'd like to come up to the microphone and talk about any of the action items we're about to partake in our meeting. You can come up to the podium, give us your name, and in particular, the final readings of the ordinance 2024 and 2025. One is the hospitality tax, and the other one is the changing of our meetings to 2 months, one regular meeting a month, and from 2 to 1 regular meeting a month. Is there anybody to speak on any of the issues that we're about to talk about? You can come up to the podium. For or against? No? All right. Seeing none, unfinished business. Second and final reading of ordinance 2024. That's to change our town code. Is there a motion for second and final reading?
So moved.
Mr. Sickinger, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Mr. Sickinger, you would like to comment on that?
Just that I'm in favor. I feel like it's been discussed to death at this point, but because I keep hearing it, I want to say it again. Because we are inserting a planning session or workshop between the legislative meetings, that extends the time frame as the same as it would as if we had 3 readings. And additionally, because we are having workshops, that means that these new business items should start being things that you're seeing in workshops more often, which means you get to hear about them well in advance of how we conduct business today. I'm in favor.
Okay, Mr. Bush.
I just want to reiterate what Eric said. I think this is a good move. I mean, it gives us time to actually have a workshop where we can sit and talk through things. In favor.
Great. Ms. Condon?
I concur.
Okay. Mr. Danielson? That's a thumbs up. And I too concur. I think it's a great change in our council. We're going to be more inclusive. We're going to be more open and more transparent on how we come about decisions on stuff. And that's the whole reason why we're doing workshops and not coming to council meetings and being all formal. We'll be able to work things out in advance of coming to a council meeting. That's the whole reason why we've made this change. And if there's no more comments, will the clerk read the roll, please?
Mr. Bush?
Yay.
Ms. Condom? Yay. Mr. Danielson?
Yay.
Mr. Sickinger?
Yay.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Yay. Thank you. Second and final reading of ordinance 2025, and that's the local hospitality tax. Is there a motion for second and final reading?
So moved.
Mr. Sickinger, is there a second?
I'll second.
And Mr. Danielson seconded. Okay, Mr. Sickinger, would you like to comment on this second and final reading?
Yeah, I'm strongly in favor. I'm excited about the opportunity for the town to have a diversified stream of revenue that doesn't rely on taxing all of the citizens on every single bill that they get from a utility. And even though it is kind of funneled towards particular usage, it provides more stability for the town, which is something I'm in favor of.
Okay, Mr. Danielson.
Although increasing any tax of any kind goes against my grain, I would much prefer to look for a revenue stream that is outside of our constituents. And it's pretty much a known fact that the bulk of the revenue will be from people outside of Irmo through this scenario. Doesn't kick in until June 1st, 2021. So we've still got time. And I think we need to be in a position to put this in play. Obviously, if COVID continues and things don't go as well, there's an opportunity we could relook at this thing if we had to. But the key to this is we can use this money for a lot of different things, infrastructure, which is tourism related, which is all of those things that we can do, which we don't have the money for in the general budget. So I'm in favor of it, although I know it's painful for some of the restaurant owners to chase this and track this.
Mr. Bush.
I too don't like taxes. This tax is a small tax, and it's a tax that does bring in revenue from outside the town limits. And we've done some things now where we're able to get some land from Richland County to do a park, a dog park, and maybe a community garden. This could, I don't know if this money can be used directly for that, but I think it'll help supplant the budget enough that we'll have some extra money for taking care of those things. So I'm in favor.
Ms. Condon?
With COVID taking such a large cut out of our lives and incomes for the town, I don't think we have much alternative. I really don't like taxes, but we have to set up something to keep the town operational, the whole town, from the police department to the staff at town hall. They have to be paid in order to make the town work. So I'm for it, I think.
Okay. And, I've seen a lot of comments on our town quasi-Facebook page of how it's going to get more expensive for us to go out to eat in Irmo and comments like that. And the fact of the matter is, if you live in Richland County, if you go to a restaurant in Richland County, you're already paying the 2% that we're proposing here. The problem is that Irmo's not getting any of that. We're not getting a dime of that. Now, on the Lexington side, yeah, this is going to be a new addition to your meal, but it's 2 cents on a dollar. And I know that, you know, again, coming from the restaurant world as a restaurant entrepreneur and having a business, I know it's a burden to figure out at the end of the month, after I've paid all my property tax, my payroll tax, my, you know, sales tax, you know, I have to stroke another check to the town of Irmo for whatever amount it is, maybe $100, maybe $50, I don't know, whatever that sales tax that it generates. I'm gonna have to stroke another check at the end of the month, and you're not gonna wanna hear, I ain't got it. In fact, there's a $500 penalty in here if you don't pay it. So it is not so much it's being collected from the people outside of the town of Irmo. It's the fact that me as a small business or as a small restaurant in our town, we're gonna have to keep track of that and write that check. So, you know, it is gonna be tough. It is gonna be a burden. But like you said, Ms. Condom, we don't have a choice. I mean, if we don't generate or take advantage of the revenue that we're losing from the Richland side, and the revenue that we can get from the Lexington side, we're just missing out on an opportunity to not have to raise taxes across the board. And again, you're talking 2 cents on a dollar. You know, you're talking a tax that we're already being charged on one half of the town that we're not collecting anything for. Now we can get our cut for that. So initially, you know, I was against it from that standpoint of the extra work I have to do, but I'm willing to work with the council, make sure we implement it correctly. And like Bill said, if in May, if we look like it's gonna not work, or if in July it looks like it's not gonna work, we can always revisit it. I don't think there's any reason why we can't. So, are we ready to vote? Any more comments? Okay, clerk, will you read the roll, please?
Mr. Bush,
Yay.
Ms. Condom,
Yay.
Mr. Danielson,
Yay.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yay.
and Mayor Walker.
Yay. Okay, second and final reading of ordinance 2026. That's to amend the law. What is this?
Oh, it's an error at the
Yeah,
mini code, yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, that's right,
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
I'd like to meet the Scrivener.
Huh?
I'd like to meet the Scrivener. I feel like we should have a
Okay,
piece right out of Joe Rogan.
thank you.
I just love the word.
And the quill pen, all right. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Mr. Sickinger and Mr. Bush. Thank you. Mr. Sickinger.
I'm in favor.
Okay. Mr. Bush.
There's nothing to be said. I'm in favor.
I'm sorry. Say,
I'm in favor.
okay.
Me too.
Okay. We're not voting yet. I'm just discussing.
Keep the line moving.
Mr. Danielson.
I'm in favor.
Okay. The clerk, read the roll, please.
Yay.
Condom,
Yay.
Mr. Danielson,
Yay.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yes.
Mayor Walker.
Yes. Approval to award $250,000 to the Irmo Future Growth Corporation. Mr. Jansen, this is deferred from the last meeting. Is there a motion for approval?
I'd like to make a motion
Mr. Danielson?
for approval, but I would like to amend that motion if it's possible.
All right, hold on a second. Mr. Danielson, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Sickinger, okay. Mr. Danielson, go ahead. What would you?
After our considerable workshop that we worked on, I don't want to sit here and just try to go swim upstream. So I would like to put the recommendation and amend the motion that we take the 250 and we keep that in abeyance. We take 125 of that and move that immediately to the Irmo Future Growth Company, so we can see how the programs roll out. And again, this program is intended to help small businesses, which would therefore keep the business licenses in play. It's also intended to beautify the town. And the third part is to help the young folks in town stay active in after-school programs and those types of things, and we have partners with that. So it is a three-prong approach. It's not just loans to small businesses. And I will say right now that it's already taken effect, and we haven't really moved the money. The simple fact that we've just gotten a gift of 6.4 acres from Dr. Gurham, and on some beautiful property behind the building on Woodrow, and we didn't have to incur a cost. So our partnership with thank you, Jake Moore, our partnership with the Irmo Arbor Committee, and the fact that Dr. Gurham, all those costs were taken care of, because we had had numerous conversations with these gentlemen about partnering with the Irmo Future Growth. So there we are, we're already out of the box with some 6.4 acres, and we haven't had to spend a dime. So that's the goal. That's all part of the program. So,
All right.
sorry, Mr. Mayor, but
I second that amendment.
Okay.
Although, at a point of inquiry, does the language have to be specific, or can we just say, to clarify, to immediately award 125,000, not to exceed 250,000, or something to that effect? Is that language important?
No, you would have to discuss the other 125,000 later. I mean, right now you're approving
Okay.
125,000. We can have to check tomorrow if that's passed, and then we'll come back and revisit it later on if we're going to move more money.
that's fine. I think that's acceptable to my fellow council.
Okay. We just did. You seconded.
I second it. We have to vote on that.
Yeah, we're gonna vote.
Okay, can I ask, does anybody else have a comment, Mr. Secretary? Hold on a second. Does anybody else have a comment?
Yeah, I appreciate you doing the amendment, because that was kind of where we were going to try to take it, so I appreciate you.
Okay. Miss,
Since it's public money, I think this is a prudent way to do it. And I think it might show people that we are concerned about their money and our town. And I think it's a good idea. I appreciate Mr. Danielson for bringing it up.
okay. We're going to vote on the amendment at this point, okay? So will the clerk read the roll, please?
Mr. Bush,
Yay.
Ms. Condom,
Yay.
Mr. Danielson,
Yay.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yay.
Mayor Walker.
Yay. Okay, now, we're gonna discuss and vote on the awarding of $125,000 to the Irmo Future Growth as seed money to get them started. And we already had a motion and a second on that. Is there any discussion, Mr. Danielson, or,
I've said it all.
okay, Mr. Sickinger?
Yeah, I just want to say, I certainly appreciate Councilman Danielson's work on this. That's been a lot behind the scenes. And this is a investment in our community. This is not technically it's an expenditure, but it is a investment that I expect big returns on, and I'm excited about it.
I agree. Mr. Bush?
I do want to thank Mr. Danielson. That is a lot of extra work that you put into this, man.
Mr. Condon?
I agree with all of the above.
Okay. And Mr. Danielson and Mr. Sickinger, thank you all both for heading that up and getting that done. We're looking for some great things out of the Future Growth Corporation, and I'm confident that we're going to see a lot of great things happen in the town as a result of that. Will the clerk read the roll, please?
Mr. Bush,
Yay.
Ms. Condom,
Yay.
Mr. Danielson,
Yay.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yay.
Mayor Walker.
Yay. Thank you. New business. Approval to reimburse the Arbor Day of $4,400 for the survey work on the property that were recently donated to us. Is there a motion for approval? I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay. And this is the 6 acres that we have just acquired from Dr. Gurham, and that's behind the Irmo Wellness Center.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
in due regard, those bills have been paid, so A and B are no longer need to be on our docket.
Both of them?
Both of them. Did you not listen to what I just said?
Believe me,
No cost.
the Arbor Day Committee is very, very much supportive, obviously, of 6 acres of green space. And we had voted a long time ago to do whatever we had to foster this. And there's money in the bank, and there's no sense the town paying it. We've already written the checks. At least I've given directions that the checks be written. We're happy to absorb those costs. Dr. Gurham paid for the appraisal. We actually had written the check for the appraisal, but Dr. Gurham reimbursed us for that. And I'm delighted to let the Arbor Day Committee pay the $4,400 for the plat.
Okay, so how am I supposed to argue that? Okay.
Hey, man, I cannot tell you how excited I am that with the help of Dr. Gurham and Dr. Gabriel, and with the help of the Arbor Day Committee, and with the help of Whit Klein, we've been able to design an area down there that has turned a mud hole into a fountain, and we have created now 6 acres of land, over 6 acres of land that now belong to the town at no cost, that appraises for approximately $300 and some odd thousand. It was very kind of Dr. Gurham and Dr. Gabriel to do that. I've been involved in working on that piece of property for a long time, and to finally have it come to fruition is just terrific. And I'm more than happy to have us pay for the $4,400 for the plat. It's just wonderful.
Well,
Whit's got plans for that 6 acres, and if it comes to fruition as he wants to do, the cost should be minimal and the benefit should be just fabulous.
well, fantastic. Council, I think we need to congratulate and thank Irmo Arbor Day, like you said, Bill. We're already getting dividends on that investment. Irmo Arbor Day, Dr. Gurham, 6 acres of real estate in our town, on our town pendulum, our town purvey, and it didn't cost us a dime.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That being said, then I will rescind my motion, and
I'll rescind my
you
second.
rescind your second. So we're gonna. How do we do that? We skip over it.
You just move on. It's not an ordinance, so it's not required. You can
Okay.
just move right on the next item after with item C.
Okay. So item A and B has been taken care of financially, so we don't need to vote on that. So now we're down to item C, appointments to the Planning Commission. Is there a motion? There's one opening. Is there a motion or a nomination for appointments to the Planning Commission?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion that
Sure.
Audra Herwisher be
Herwisher?
nominated to the Planning Commission.
Okay.
She's got a pretty good background. She's fairly new to the area, but she lives in the Beacon Hill section. I've been very active in some things there, and with her background working for the Chamber of Commerce, she's got very good PR skills, so that would be my motion.
Okay. Are there any other motions? I'm gonna make a motion, Judy Deloach, just for voting purposes. Make a motion. Is there any other motions? Nominations, sorry, not motions. Any other nominations? Seeing none, can we vote on it? All in favor of Audra Howisher? Raise your right hand. All opposed? Well, not opposed, but, okay, all in favor of Judy Deloach? Raise your right hand. Okay, so Audra Howisher got the majority votes, and she's the new appointee of the Planning Commission. Thank y'all. Appointments to the Orchestra Commission. There are 3 openings. Applicants Kimberly Myers, Kimberly Fulton, Lauren Scher, and the 2 current commissioners are asked to be reappointed. So do we need to do one at a time, or do we need to do it all together?
However you're comfortable, you can do them one at a time, or you can, accept the commission's recommendation and just appoint, reappoint those two and then appoint one more new one, however you want to do it.
Okay. Let's do it like that. Let's start with the reappointment of the two current commissioners. Is that all right with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, do we need a motion?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, can you make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Or not a motion, can you nominate?
I'll nominate James Mack and Marnie Robinson.
Okay. Are there any more nominations?
I nominate Lauren Shear.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, then there are three openings, so we're going to vote on those three nominees. All in favor of those three nominees, Lawrence Shear, James Mack, and Marnie Robinson, raise your right hand. Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you.
I'd like to just say one little thing.
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
to thank Mr. Lindauer for sending us a letter. Thank Mr. Lindauer for explaining the needs of the Okra Strut and the people involved. It was very informative. It was the kind of information we need. So I just want to thank him publicly.
And Mr. Mayor, if I can follow on that.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Just to be clear, just for the public, these were the three people that were recommended to us from the Okra Strut Commission, and their backgrounds and their service to the Strut have been instrumental in its success in years past. So that's why at least I voted the way I did. And I assume the other esteemed council people as well.
I also like to add that Kimberly Fulton, Teresa Bridges, and Kimberly Myers, this is not a vote against you. We hope that you still will volunteer to help with the Okra Strut Commission as a non-commission voting commission member, but we encourage you to still participate and help us out with that. So this is not a vote against you. I mean, when the next opening comes up, I'm sure you guys will be right in the running, especially since we have a challenging Okra Strut year coming up. All right. Any other comments? This is a part of the meeting where citizens can come forward and make presentations to the council on anything you heard tonight or anything you want us to know. We appreciate you coming here tonight, risking COVID and all that stuff, and sitting in through this meeting. Is there any citizens that would like to make comment? Please come to the podium. You have 3 minutes to make your comments. No one?
Wow.
Must have did a good job, council. Nobody's
We
here to
did
fuss
good,
at us.
huh?
We don't have a discussion. We don't have an executive session. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Mr. Sickinger, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. What?
45 minutes.